What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 3, NHL 24, Chicago Blackhawks Franchise Mode Series. As always, thank you so much for support on the last video. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys can see, we're currently 4-2 in the preseason. Brad Marchand there has 8 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, I'll quickly show you who won the Stanley Cup. As you can see, there was the Columbus Blue Jackets, and to my surprise, we actually made the playoffs, so I figured, you know what? If we're already in the playoffs, we got 1 year left on Bedard's ELC, let's go hard in free agency. And I think we had like over $50 million to spend. So go hard we did. We signed pretty much all the top players. As you guys can see there, the first line is now Brad Marchand, Connor Bedard, and Nick Ehlers. I think that's pretty nasty. They get a +4. You got Kessel still on the team, keeping that Iron Man streak alive. I don't think anyone's ever going to break it. Like, he's 38 years old, still going. He's playing with Lucas Reichel there now, 88, bunch of X Factors, and Taylor Hall. Third line, you got a couple young players there in Lysell and Nazar getting called up, playing with Taylor Radish. Fourth line, Fernandez, we actually just drafted. 9th overall, 79 medium elite. Hopefully he does well. There's a two-way forward. Playing with Jack Drury and AJ Greer. Then defensively here, guys, we got Victor Hedman on the team. Playing on the top pair with Seth Jones. Obviously, he's gone down in rating now at 86, but it's still Hedman. Plus, we only signed him there for 1 year. Second pairing, Jacob Chikrin, a big free agent signing, 27. Can actually be a part of this core going forward. Kevin Korchinski now at 83 on the team. Murphy, Giordano, very solid bottom pair defensively. Goaltending-wise, we got Hofer starting. Fleury backing him up. In terms of the power play, we've actually got Korchinski quarterbacking that first power play with Ehlers, Bedard, Reichel, Marchand. Like, that looks deadly. They get a +5. Now, power play 2 there's getting a -2, but still doesn't look too terrible. You guys can see the 4-man power play 1 there, 4-man power play 2. In terms of the PK, I think it looks very solid, +5 on the first unit. Second unit there also doesn't look too bad. Same with the third. I made sure too everyone had at least some special team time, whether it be, you know, second power play, second PK, whatever. So hopefully everyone will get some decent growth. Now in terms of the AHL team, they also look pretty solid. You got Othman, Kershaw, Maggio on that first line. Hellenis on the second. He's a 76 medium elite. Could probably get called up to the team next season. Tanner Howe even, 76 medium top 6. So I feel like there's a lot to look forward to with this team, not only now, but in the future. Top D pair in the AHL, Vlasic Hellison, like very solid. Nolan Allen there even is a 79. And also too, in terms of goaltending, Cal Klang there, he signed in the summer, is a 77. He randomly grew up to an 82. So I thought about maybe replacing Fleury with him, but Fleury's got 1 year left. We'll give him another chance at his 4th Stanley Cup. Also, you guys, if you did miss last episode, Connor Bedard is now the captain, the youngest captain in NHL history. Murphy and Jones there are both still ranked A's. Also, I asked you guys last episode how much money I should give Connor Bedard for his extension. And the top comment came from Kevin saying, give Bedard what he's asking for. Real life players sometimes take discounts. If they like the direction his team's heading, loyalty still counts. It'll make the team more competitive. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Connor Bedard is asking for 10.3 for 6 years. I'm going to give him 10.3 for 6 years. I think that's very, very fair. Marchand, Hedman are probably just 1 year rentals. Kessel, we'll have to see his rating to see if we bring him back. Now, Murphy's been pretty low to this team for quite some time. He wants almost $5 million though for 3 more years. Honestly, it's not a terrible ask. If he takes like 4.5 for 3 till he's 35, I'll get that done right now. Also, to look at some players in the AHL, Othman's 80 could definitely get called up here soon if we don't bring back Kessel. 1.1 for 1. I mean, let's try a 2-year bridge deal, $1 million. Even if he doesn't get called up, we're fine. Allen there also could get called up. 2 years, $800K is so cheap. Maggio here is going to extend. For some reason, doesn't let me. I think everyone else we can probably just wait on. So hopefully everyone we made an offer on says yes. Also, too, guys, before you do start this sim, I'll show you our ratings for this season. As I mentioned, we're already trying to compete for the Stanley Cup here in year 3. Again, I think with Bedard making 950K, it's like our best opportunity to do so. As you guys can see there, we got 96 offense, 92 defense, 85 goaltending. Let's see how this team does. And there we go, guys. Connor Murphy did say yes. We're bringing him back for 3 more years. Othman as well. Same with Allen. Waiting here back from Bedard. Let's go. We got the kid locked up for the next 8 years. Or actually, we want a 6-year deal, so we actually might have to give him a new contract in the final season. Wow. Look at the offer the Flyers just made us. Cam York in a 3rd for Othman in a 3rd. Cam York should be higher rated. I see that he's not signed, so they don't have the money to afford him. I forgot to tell you guys, but even after signing all those big-name free agents, we still had $11 million in cap space. Just ridiculous. Like, we were trying to spend 50, we only spent 39 or whatever. And yeah, look at that. Cam York's an 83. Offensive defenseman. I mean, I think we have to say yes. He's 24. Othman's 22. I think we have more forward depth than defensive depth at this point. I'm pretty sure at least. That's a very good offer from the Flyers. Yeah, I think we have to say yes to that. Just too good of a trade. And with trading away Othman, we're bringing in the GOAT, Marcel to play on the 4th line there in the AHL. Or actually, we're getting native chemistry. There we go. All right, guys, so now we got to give Cam York a contract. He wants 2.5 for 1. I mean, we have the money. We can give him a longer-term deal here. Probably works out better for us. Let's try 4 years at 4.5. I think it'll definitely end up being, a good contract in the future. Or actually, let's try 4.4 to start. There we go, guys. Cam York said yes. So At this point, oh my goodness, Thomas Chabot in the third. They want Helenas, Daigle, and Yamichuk, though. They want 2 medium elites. Chabot, we can kind of look at that at the deadline. Not going to do that right now. What I actually have to do here is call up Cam York, and what I'm thinking is he'll probably take over for Giordano, who's now down to 82. Giordano, I thought, would have been better defensively, but I was looking at their stats. So he is a two-way defenseman, but you got 87 D awareness, 88 shot block, stick check. You look at Cam York here, he's got pretty much the same, 87, 85, 88. So slightly worse shot block, but much better offensively. Bring him in there, play with Murphy, who's defensive defenseman. I think he'll do solid. At this point, too, Giordano's scratched for $4 million. We can probably just trade him for whatever we can get. And you know what, guys? I'm going to try a feature here I almost never use. That's the fine trade, simply because it was a big-name player. They usually come up with nothing, but Giordano should be able to give us something. Okay, 12 trades. Third-round pick. Merzlikins, we don't really need. Third-round pick. Bobrovsky, low top 6. Okay, so far, really nothing too great. 2 7s. Oh, my goodness. Honestly, I think the best offer is the first one here. Carolina offering us a third, and Walensky. I'll take that. Again, Giordano we only need at this point. Now, the Ducks are trying to offer us Cam Fowler for Cristoforo and Maggio. Kind of funny. All 3 of these guys play for the Spitfires, but gotta say no. I feel like our defense is in a fine spot. Oh my goodness. The Penguins just offered us Erik Karlsson in a third, for Helena Stranges in a third. Oh my. Wow. I gotta take a look at Karlsson's overall. There's no way I'm giving up Helenas for this, but I might consider it at the deadline, depending where we're at. He's got 21 points, 23 games, almost a point per game. I mean, he's so good. If we're looking like contenders, right now we're only 11-8-3. I'll maybe make a big splash of Karlsson. Right now, though, doesn't really seem worth it. A bunch of teams really want Helenas. Brodin and Zuccarello here from Minnesota, plus a third. Again, saying no, though. And so around the end of this here, guys, the record 19-12-4. Pretty solid. We're 1 point back. The Jets were second. Only 5 points back of the Avalanche for first in the division. Leading scorer here, Brad Marchand, over a point per game. I really expected it to be Connor Bedard, who's 96 overall. Kershaw in the AHL, but a point per game. And they're not doing too well, though. I thought the AHL team was stacked. They got an 82 goalie. They're 5th in the division. Maybe just a slow start. We'll see if they can turn around. This has to be like the 5th number one defenseman offered to us. Obviously, Chabot was, Karlsson, I think Montour as well. I didn't show you guys. Now Vegas offers us Alex Pietrangelo. Tanner House, Soderblom in his 7th. That's not even that bad of an ask. Again, right now doesn't make sense, but at the deadline, you know, if we're in it, I'm definitely going to consider that. Vancouver here wants to give us Mikheyev and Hronik. Honestly, I don't really want either part of those contracts. Look at this, guys. Another number one defenseman just offered to us. Mackenzie Weegar in a third. For Saad, Howe, and Yakimichuk, again saying no, but interesting to see so many NHL teams willing to trade away number one defenseman this season. I don't think I've ever had that many offered to me. Maybe 2 because our wants are like a number one defenseman, even though we have Jones, we have Hedman, we have Korchinski, who I think is playing well. We're currently 38-21-4 the deadline. That's very good. We're still second in the division behind the Avalanche of 87. They're first in the West, and then the Capitals actually first in the East with 86 points. So you don't usually see the Capitals still doing good this much later. Marchand there, our leading scorer, just under a point per game. I wish Bedard be over a point per game. That's all right. AHL, Kershaw still doing solid. Their team, though, still not in the wild card, though. They're not too far back either, so we'll see whether or not they can maybe make a push here. At the deadline, though, we have to be buyers. Like, based on how the team's played, like, that's where we got to be. Hopefully there's, you know, some more. Oh, my goodness. Kaprizov, 93 overall. I mean, this would cost so much, but if we could have him, Bedard, and I don't even know, I guess Helenas as our future first line, that'd be so deadly. Martin Necas there. Jack Eichel. Shea Theodore, 5 years left. Thomas Chabot, of course. Jake Ottinger. Oh, my goodness. Vince Dunn, JT Comfort. Brandon Montour, Rasmus Anderson. The top players are pretty crazy on this trade deadline. So everyone always wants me to get Kaprizov. I'm going to try here. It's going to cost a ton, though. And you know what, guys? The first trade I'm actually trying to make here is with Dallas Stars for Jake Ottinger. I'm not sure why he's on the block. He's such a good goalie. 89 overall at 27 years old. He's one of the better young goalies in the NHL in real life. Even in this game, 27. Still isn't that old. Offering up Joel Hofer there. 85 at 25. So 2 years younger. Obviously 4 overall less. Also Eddie there, a medium elite goalie prospect. We actually had 3 of those. We also have Saad, who's a year younger, 1 overall higher, and then Daigle, who's the best, 1976. So potentially take over for Ottinger in the not too distant future and decline that Kraken trade. So this is a great trade for us now, and obviously until Daigle is ready to be the starter, probably sign Ottinger like a 2 or 3 year contract. Let's see what the Stars say. The value's pretty equal. Trades rejected. I thought, you know, it was pretty fair. Maybe they said we were quite far off. I mean, we got a lot of prospects. Can probably throw somebody in. Oliver Moore for sure not. Maybe Voros there, 1861, medium top 4. Trades accepted. All right, so we just got a legit number 1 goalie. I'm still eyeing Kaprizov as well too. If we make these trades, we're making the Central Division a bit worse, taking, Dallas's goalie, Minnesota's best player. Ottawa again trying to trade us Thomas Chabot, $7.8 million there for 3 years. I'm definitely not going to do this trade. I'm just curious. Chabot's rating, he's 89 overall. I mean, he is better than Jacob Chychrun. He's making 7.8. What do we sign Chychrun for? 87, making 8. Is there a world where we could just flip Chychrun back to Ottawa and get Chabot, who's better and making less money? All right, guys, I'm offering Ottawa Chychrun a second and Priestap, who's a low top 6 forward for Chabot. I don't think they'll do this. I just realized Ottawa sucks right now, 17-42. Let's see what they say. Trades rejected, quite far off. All right, guys, so to try to get Chabot here, I'm going to offer up Saad, one of our other medium league goalies, with Jacob Chychrun. Again, essentially, we're paying a medium league goalie to upgrade 2 overall from Chychrun to Chabot. We're also saving, almost $200K there in salary. Let's see what Ottawa says. I think it's worth it for us. They reject it. Interesting. So they don't want Chychrun's salary. They're trying to just completely rebuild. I feel like we want Kaprizov too. We have to move Chychrun though in this trade. I could move Lysa here as well. 81 overall, pretty solid young forward. It's a lot to give up for Chabot, but I feel like that's a pretty good offer there for Chabot. And yeah, okay, Ottawa's saying yes. So we upgrade the D. Now we got to try and make a blockbuster happen for Kaprizov. All right, guys, now here's the blockbuster trade I came up with for Kaprizov. Taylor Radish is there because he's on the 3rd line, probably going to get passed by some of our younger players soon. But he's on a very good contract that I think improves his value. Fernandez, of course, we drafted 9th overall. Not bad. But it's got to be either him or Lanus in this trade to get that, big value from being medium elite. Yakima Chuka there as well. Has a good amount of value, medium top 4 defenseman. 1st round pick this year and next year. So we are going all out here for Kaprizov. Obviously, won't be bringing back Marchand or Hedman next year. Can pay him their salary. So see what Minnesota says. The value's pretty equal. He's on the block. We couldn't really make much better of an offer than this. Trades rejected. The value just isn't there whatsoever. Wow. So we'd really have to give up something crazy to get him. And initially, guys, we're trying to make a trade for Schmaltz instead of Kaprizov. 87 overall, 2-way forward. Can play anywhere in our lineup. Offering up 1st round pick this year. 2 low top 6D defensive prospects. Pre-stop there, low top 6 forward. Value's pretty equal. Trades rejected. Okay, we got to add something quick here. We're running out of time. I'll also do a second next year. I think we're going for it this year. And trades accepted. Okay, so might have slightly overpaid. We're running out of time. I think we had to get, one more NHL forward. Schmaltz, very solid. If you guys forget, he was actually drafted by Chicago back in the 1st round of 2014. So coming back to the original team, hopefully can do big things for us. Take a look at the rest of the trade deadline. Hronik to the Stars. Interesting, after they trade away Ottinger. Campe to the Bruins. Anderson there to the Kings for Deneau. That's a pretty good trade. Our trade, of course, for Chabot. Matheson there to the Blue Jackets. Bjorkstrand to the Islanders. Whitecloud to the Flyers. Lindell and Zadorov to the Devils. Our trade for Ottinger there. The Leafs get Demko, Gavrikov, and Zuccarello and Justin Holl to the Capitals for Ryan Graves, Connor Dewar. The Red Wings there got Kabanov. The Jets got Hendrikov and Kulikov, so both players returning to Winnipeg. All right, guys, so after that busy trade deadline, here's an updated look at the team. Marchand, Bedard, Ehlers still in our 1st line. We now have Schmaltz on the 2nd, though, playing with Reichel and Hull. 3rd line's Kessel, Nazar, Radish. 4th line there, not changed. Defensively here, Chabot's on the top pair with Jones. Korchinski and Hedman's a new 2nd pair with York and Murphy on the bottom. Hedman, I think, actually lost one of his X factors during the season, so good thing we only signed to a 1-year deal. Goaltending there, you can see Ottinger is now our starter. Special team-wise, it's pretty much the same, but I've actually got Seth Jones on the top unit just because he's put up a decent amount of points, 40 points. 2nd unit there, you can see we actually got Chabot on, and that's because Korchinski was playing power play 1 in 2nd pairing and only had 17 points on the year. Just simply not good enough. Also, too quickly, guys, AHL here you can see is a little bit different. We lost Othman. I think maybe a couple other guys, but should still be doing, I think, better than they are, but maybe they'll make a late playoff push here. All right, guys, we're at the end of the season now with a record of 51, 26, and 5. Over 50 wins on the year. Cannot be upset. 107 points there to finish. Avalanche, though, at 113. Tied with the Capitals there, so I'm just curious who's going to have the President's Trophy tiebreaker. In terms of leading scorer, it was Brad Marchand, just shy of a point per game. AHL-wise, Khrushchev at 66, and it looks like they're missing the playoffs, which I can't believe. I thought the AHL team was honestly pretty stacked. Luckily, I mean, Stanley Cup matters a lot more than the Calder Cup. So behind Marchand there, Ehlers 78, but Dart only at 74. Like, that is crazy. 96 overall, only having 74 points. Doesn't make a ton of sense. The year prior, he had 89. He was lower rated. He's averaging over 20 minutes of ice time a night, shooting the puck a lot. I don't really understand that one. He's playing with good wingers. Nick Schmaltz there actually played very solid. Just shy of 60. Same with Lucas Reichel. Victor Hedman still put up 50 points. And Seth Jones, even Taylor Hall. So, I mean, overall, I can't be too upset with this team. Just Bedard there having a bit of a down year. Ottinger here, 908, 285. I think getting him was a huge upgrade. Marc-Andre Fleury, of course, should be more than capable of backup. Now, our two HL goalies are actually playing really well. 909, 913, 2.6, whatever for their goals against. Like, AHL team, I guess we just don't have a big enough scorer. Like, Khrushchev, 66, Maggio, 56, Isakov, Hayes, only other guys with 50 plus. I guess that's what it is. Everyone else there's in the 30s. Just the AHL team just simply isn't scoring enough. Now, in terms of the NHL, McDavid there finished first in the league, 110, followed by Nuge with 107. Zibanejad, Panarin, McKinnon, Forsberg, Robertson there, Pastrnak, Kucherov. In terms of goals, Maurice Richard there goes to Robertson with 54. Now, in defensive scoring, McAvoy put up 87 points. Are you kidding me? I mean, he doesn't even have that crazy of, like, offensive stats. So, just a huge year for him. Theodore behind him, 85. McCarr, most of the guys you'd expect. And in terms of goaltenders, guys, Kemper there had 44 wins. Save percentage for a starter, though, goes to Gibson with 918. Geez, big year for him. And then goals against there, also going to be going to Gibson. So he's probably taking home the Vezina Trophy. Rookie skaters, we had a couple, no one that crazy. Colby Chiodo, who went first overall over Misa. LA Kings probably winning the Calder Trophy. Demidov as well was playing with them. So the Kings have a couple sick rookies there. Zach Benson here on the St. Louis Blues. I forgot the Buffalo Sabres trade him. Also making the NHL probably a little bit later than he will be in real life. But Nazar there, 6th in scoring for rookies. We'll take that. And now next year, guys, look at the entire league. We actually finished 3rd place there with 107 points. So not too bad at all considering, where we were in that first year. Wow, Arizona, Seattle, both squeaking into the playoffs, 18-20 seed. Ottawa, oh my goodness. That's got to be one of the worst seasons ever. 38 points, a 23.2 win percentage. What happened to them? Actually, guys, never mind. Apparently, that's not the worst record of an 82-game season. But Ottawa does hold it with the San Jose Sharks, finishing 11-71-2. That is insanely bad. Like, I don't even know. Goals for, we're actually on the first page now, which is good to see. Goals against here, we are not on the top of the page, but we're not at the bottom either. So at least, our goals for is getting up there. And now in the first round here, guys, we're going to be playing the Winnipeg Jets. So hopefully, can take them out here and move on to round 2. Obviously, they don't have Nick Ehlers. He's on our team, so should give us a bit of an advantage. Still, though, they got Kyle Connor there and Scheifele on the first line. Niederreiter, Velarde, Perfetti, Iaffello. Kopp's back on the team, as I mentioned. Lowry, Granlund. Lambert's on the NHL. Same with Barlow. Lawton on the 4th line. Defensively, they've added Brody, Graves, Kulikov back there, Schultz. Goaltending-wise, Connor Hellebuyck starting, Brossois backing him up. And, of course, two guys, they got Hellebuyck starting there with Brossois backing him up. Hellebuyck, of course, just extended with the Jets in real life. Same with Scheifele, like 8 years, $8.5 million. In-game there, you got $7 million for 4 years, I guess it would be, because we're, 3 years in. And Scheifele here got $10 million for 4 years, so interesting. Scheifele got a bit more in-game. Hellebuyck there got a little bit less. In real life, I feel like the price was really good, but the term was a bit long, paying them to like their 37 or 38. But regardless, guys, we'll get started here with the playoffs against the Jets. First 2 games, Chicago. We get a 4-3 OT loss and a 4-2 loss. All right, we're headed to Winnipeg now. This team, okay, 5-4-2, and I was going to say we're too good to get swept. And a 6-5 loss. Wow. Backs against the wall here. Down 3-1. Head home to Chicago. And we can't win at home. 3-2 OT loss. I mean, we lost 3 of the 4 games by 1 goal. The other one was by 2. That is so disappointing. Now, the good news is, guys, the AHL team actually did squeak into the playoffs. Currently up 2-1 here on the Griffins. Can they close it out? They do. Wow. It went to Game 5. But they're moving on now to round 2. They got the Iowa Wild here. Let's see. Another 5-game series. We'll just sim through this whole thing. And we lose in 3 straight. That's tough. Alright, guys, the playoffs are now complete. We actually lost the eventual Stanley Cup Champion in the Winnipeg Jets, so it makes me feel a little bit better, I guess, about getting knocked out in the first round. Minnesota, jumping from 5-1. Going to have the right to pick Gavin McKenna first overall. Very cool, especially if they're losing Kaprizov this summer. I guess they're just completely rebuilding. Hedman was our playoff scoring leader, 7 points, 5 games. Did not expect to see that. I'm not sure what the rest of the team was doing here. After him, wow, next closest guy was Kessel with 4. The 2 veterans were actually trying to win a cup. Schmaltz, Reichel, Bedard only had 3. Same with Ehlers. Brad Marchand's our leading scorer in the regular season, and he had 2 whole points. Yeah, team need to play better than that. Goaltending-wise, Ottinger did not do well enough. And now look at the playoff tree here. You guys can see the Jets, of course, beat us in the first round, swept the Avs, beat the Ducks in 6, and then the Leafs in 6 for an All-Canadian Stanley Cup final. And next year, guys, we're taking a look at the awards. Again, Jets win the Stanley Cup. Avs there, President's Trophy. Individual awards here, McDavid with another Rush Trophy. Hart, though, goes to Nathan McKinnon. Morrissey, James Norris, okay. Panarin, Lady Bing. Demidov got the call over his teammate, which is kind of funny because his teammate had more points. Scheifele, Conn Smythe. Gibson did get the Vezina. Also won the William Jennings. Kirker there on the Sens got the Bill Masterton. Arizona coach Jack Adams. Kopitar with the Selke, McKinnon, Ted Lindsay, and then Robertson there with Maurice Richard. And now look at the AHL awards here, guys. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms actually went back-to-back Calder Cups. Very cool for them. Poitras there, the most points in the AHL, pretty cool. I'm pretty sure he actually made the Bruins team this season, or at least for now. Also got MVP. Cogliano, most goals, wow. Demick there, best rookie. Piszczek, best defenseman. Blomqvist, best goalie. Delorier, MVP of the playoffs. Would never expect to see that. Poitras, sportsmanship. Rospotnik, community involvement. Hopefully I said his name right. And then Blomqvist there, lowest goals against. And next year, we got to take a look at retired players. Joe Pavelski calls it quits. Actually finished there with the Dallas Stars. Blake Wheeler on Montreal. Sam Gagner, Brassard, Palmieri. So some pretty big names here. Cogliano put up the most goals in the AHL, then decided to call it quits. Goaltending-wise, Marc-Andre Fleury. Would have been nice to get him Stanley Cup in his final year, but that's all right. All right, guys, so we're going to the draft now. Of course, like I mentioned, McKenna should be the first overall pick unless there's some crazy created guy. So we'll take a look here, and yeah, McKenna is projected first overall. Behind him, you got 5 medium elites. Take a look at gems here. Bludoff, medium top 4. It's like a late first rounder. Low top 6 doesn't seem worth it. Guaranteed medium elite goalie gonna go in the 3rd round. That's the exact kind of player we like. That's why I'm so willing to trade him away. Are you kidding me? We've also got a guaranteed medium elite center. Again, going in like the 3rd round. We gotta make sure we got a couple 3rd round picks for both those guys. But great work by the scouting department this season. I love that. And now next year, guys, I'm offering the Boston Bruins Marchand signing rights with the 7th to get a 3rd round pick. Actually went up in rating after last season, 89 overall now, but simply can't afford him. He's probably got like 1 year left before he retires. Let him retire as a Bruin. They say no to that. Interesting. I thought that was pretty fair. I mean, I would even do like a 5th. I should have read what they said. They don't feel Brad Marchand fits the need of their team. That is hilarious. All right, guys, I'm going to try trading him to Buffalo instead. I've actually got to retain half his money, as the game still has a salary cap at the draft, which it really shouldn't. Like, this contract should be 0, not 8.5. Luckily, it doesn't hurt us, and they say yes. So that's big, as obviously I showed you guys the 2 guaranteed medium elites. We now have the 2 3rd round picks to get them. And so we'll just into the 3rd round now, guys, to make our picks. First, I actually want to show you the 1st round, though. So Gavin McKenna, first overall, 83 medium franchise. And I'm sure a lot of you want me to get him to pair him up with Bedard because they're cousins, but we'll have to worry about that later on. I'm going to let Minnesota take him first overall for now. The rest of the top 5 there you can see is all medium elite. Even 6th pick there. Robrecht, currently playing for Niagara, goes to the New York Islanders. Rest of the 1st round just looks to be like medium top 6 forwards, medium top 4 defensemen. With our first pick here, guys, in the 3rd round, we're taking Uriel Winchester, guaranteed medium elite goalie. And as you can see, he's 47 overall. We actually have back-to-back picks. That worked out really well. I didn't even realize. And with our next pick, we're taking Miroslav Lashtek. Hopefully pretty high rated. 53 overall, medium elite center. Not the highest rated, but still. For a medium elite, going in the 3rd round, like, that's crazy value. And we now have the first pick here, guys, in the 4th round. There was actually somebody else I really wanted to get. This Heward guy could be medium elite. Clarence Heward. We're taking a chance. And he's a medium bottom 6. All right, well, miss 100% of the shots you don't take. We've got another pick in the 4th round. This Russian guy, Artem Kovalev, could be medium top 4. We'll try it. And medium 7th. Now in the 5th, this guy here, Jalen Morrow, also could be medium top 4. Medium 7th. Oh my goodness. Next year, guys, I'm offering the Kraken our 7th round pick this year for their pick next year, just because there's really no one left I want. They say yes. So pick up a pick there, which obviously is always smart. If you see no one left in the free agent class, that's, you know, even worth taking a chance on. Might as well try and get some picks for the future. Luckily, though, we got that medium elite goalie and medium elite center. I would say the draft went pretty well for us. As for now, the re-sign phase, guys, with $26 million in cap space, you might notice Connor Bedard actually dropped in rating. Was a 96 last year, now a 94. Ehlers, I think, might have dropped in rating from a 90 to 89. Jones, I know, was a 90. Hall, though, went up in rating. Reichel dropped 1. Schmaltz might have dropped 1 there as well. Hedman, as I mentioned, I don't think we're bringing back unless he's super cheap. Yeah, 6.4. We simply have other defensemen we can play instead of him. Now, Schmaltz here I actually might bring back. I was looking at him. He had a point per game for us, so he played pretty good there on that 2nd line. He wants $5 million. Like, that's not too crazy of an ask. That's what Kessel was getting paid last year. He now wants $4 million. He's down to an 83. I don't know. I feel like Kessel's 38. He's going to start to drop off pretty soon. Like, he's an all-offense guy. We got younger players, I think, need the ice time. So at this point, hopefully someone else can sign Kessel and keep that Iron Man streak alive. I feel like we've, done our part. Now, Maggio here tried signing earlier. He wants $800K for 1 year. Now, I could give him at 3 years for $1 million, or we could go long-term. Depends, how much we believe in him. We only need him for 7 more years. If he said yes to like a 175, I think that'd be worth it, especially if he turns into, I'm hoping like an 83. We can play on our 3rd line, the rest of this thing. Jack Drury here, I'd love to have as our 4th line center still. 1.5 is a bit expensive. If he goes like 125, we'll do it. Also, too, guys, in terms of the goaltenders, obviously you got to sign Ottinger after making that big trade for him. $7 million. I think he was making like 6, 7 before, so it's a slight raise, not much at all. 7 years, he gets like way more expensive, so I guess we'll just worry about that in the future. We'll see you guys 6.75 for 6 years. Pretty much exactly what he was making before. Klang there could be the backup. Sarblom, I could bring back as the AHL starter. Wants 1.2. Honestly, Daigle, there's a 77. He can be the AHL starter. We can sign somebody else to be the backup. All right, so Drury wants more money. Andre said yes, though. That's big. Del Mastro, Maggio, doesn't like how long that was. Cristoforo said yes. Same with Daigle, Yakimachuk, Colton Dock. And now we still have $20 million in cap space here, guys, so we could definitely sign Schmaltz and still have enough to get, like, Kaprizov, for instance. 4 years he wants there. Let's try 4 years, $5 million right on. Now, Drury here, I think I'm going to play hardball with, qualify him. I don't think many other teams are going to offer much more than that. And then for Maggio here, I'm offering pretty much the same deal, but 1 year less. Hopefully, that'll make him say yes. And as you guys can see there, Schmaltz said yes, same with Maggio. So I think at this point, we're pretty much good. We got almost $16 million in cap space. Drury have a qualifying offer on. Same with Lavoie, just like an AHL guy. I think, yeah, we are in a pretty good spot here. Can still make a splash in free agency and still have a lot of depth as well. All right, guys, so here we go. We're at the free agency period. Hopefully, like I said, Kaprizov's available, and he is 94 overall. I think he actually went up in rating. That is crazy. He wants 13.3, so we have, like, just enough for him. Could also go after Jack Eichel, 92 overall, same age. I mean, I feel like we have Lucas Reichel be our second-line center. I feel like Kaprizov's only asking for 400K more. He's 2 overall higher. Like, his overall is insane there. John Carlson, Martinez, Garland, Miller, Doc. I mean, Doc would be kind of cool to bring back. If we eventually get his brother, too. Hedman, of course, is free agency now. Texey, Mikheyev. I feel like a first line of Ehlers, Bedard, Kaprizov would be absolutely nasty. So we're going after him. 7 years is what he wants. I mean, how many other teams can kind of match this offer? 14 million. We'll definitely have to trade away somebody to be able to afford, like, Krasinski's contract next season. But for now, we're going after the big fish. And looking at goaltenders here, guys, we got Spencer Knight available. He's an RFA. Freddie Anderson, Bobrovsky. Again, really don't need anybody but an AHL backup. So we'll just look at 2 ways. Whoever's got, you know, some decent potential. Honestly, Quap was on our team but he's an RFA, though. Markkanen and then Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez would be the starter. We want a backup. Markkanen, 24.71, medium starters, not terrible. Boyko here, though, seems like the better option. 23.77, medium fringe. Dude, 6'7". Daigle, I think, is also a 77, but should grow at least a little bit during the summer. We'll offer him 850K for 3 years. I feel like I'll say yes to that. And now look at this, guys. I'm checking out two-way skaters. Chaz Lucius, 23 years old, 77 overall. Medium toxic potential available. I don't get it. Obviously, at 23, 77, he could be a bust, but I'm sure he's better than a lot of the prospects the Jets signed instead of him. Still, we'll make an offer. Arizona, Vancouver, also interested. We'll do 3 years there at max offer, 950K. See what he says. Jet Wu, Kanizev, 25.78. Honestly, we've got other guys in the AHL about that good. Loof's only a 73 at 24. So, like, see, him not getting signed makes sense. Like, he's still very low rated for his age. Lucius, though, should be getting a contract. Now, I see Caden Bankier's available, 23.79, medium top 4. I mean, this guy's almost already good enough to be in the NHL. I think, too, it'd be kind of fun, him playing with Colton Dock on the AHL team. They both played on the Canadian World Junior team. We'll offer him, like, 875 for 3 years. Sokolov, 79 overall. Sniper. Obviously, the AHL team didn't score much last season, so he might be good on a 1-year deal for 800K. Wow, LA Kings are offering us Kopitar. Obviously, you gotta say no. We need that money for Kaprizov. At least waiting to hear back what he says. Devin Tays. That'd be a crazy trade. They want a lot there, though. Again, I think our defense is actually in a pretty decent spot. Sokolov says yes. Same with Bankier. Boyko as well. Lucius. Zuccarello Verana. Gonna say no. I'd rather get Kaprizov. And we do. Let's go. 94 overall. Kirill Kaprizov. That's who we wanted. We actually still have 2.5 million in cap space as well. And after getting Kaprizov, guys, we're trying to make a big-time trade with the Penguins. They got Carlson on the block still. 86 overall. He had 63 points last year. Obviously, a great offensive defenseman. Had them retaining 1.5 million, so this trade will actually go through. Offering up Radish there, who is on a pretty good contract, but I feel like, you know, Maggio can replace him on the third line right wing. Cam York, I kind of signed early. 82 overall. He dropped. Only 14 points last year. This is honestly kind of a cap dump. And then Lavoie, there's an extra guy. First-round picks next year. I think, you know, Carlson over York really improves our defense. Again, Radish is expendable. Also, too, Carlson's only got 1 year left. After this, we'd have a lot more money to spend in the future. See what the Penguins say. Value's way on our side. Trades accepted. Let's go. Okay, so the first might have been a lot to give up, but again, I want to make sure everything, you know, worked contract-wise. Now, next, you guys are trying to dump some contracts I don't need onto the Avalanche. As you can see, they've only got 26 to 50 contracts, so they could use some players. Trying to get a third-round pick back. We'll see what they say. Trades accepted. All right, so they got some guys now. We get a third. Works out well. We've actually got 4 third-round picks in this upcoming draft. So we're in the fall now, guys. Drury here still needs a contract. Also, Allen's down 82 overall, but honestly, we have 6 better defensemen than him, so unfortunately, he'll be in the AHL. Drury's willing to take 875K for 1 year. I mean, okay, might as well just do that now. All right, guys, so next, I'll show you what the team is looking like for next season. I do think we can still be Stanley Cup contenders, especially after that signing of Kaprizov. Like the duo there, him and Bedard, both 94 overall. Should be able to carry this team, especially you got Ehlers on that first line as well. Second line, you got Hull, Reichel, Schmaltz, who did very well together after the trade deadline last season. Helenas is down in the NHL, playing the Czar and Maggio, bit of a young gun third line. Greer, Jury, Fernandez are our fourth line. Defensively, I've actually got Shabbat and Carlson on the top pair. They get a +5. I feel like Carlson always puts up the points. He's playing first line. He's out there for more minutes. Hopefully, he can just feed our top end forwards. Second pairing here, Jones, Korchinski is very solid. Same with the bottom pair there of Hellison, Murphy. Goaltending wise, of course, we got Andre bringing back, Klang backing him up. AHL team, you got Daigle starting now, who's already an 81 overall at 19 years old. So this guy's a beast. Backing him up there is Boyko. AHL forwards, you got Howe, Kershaw, Sokolow. Like, that's not bad. Lucius there, Iskakov, Hayes. Like, AHL team here looks pretty good. More on the fourth line. Hopefully, he'll start growing a bit more, obviously. We need more from him. Defensively here as well. Allen's an 82, Christopherov 77. Vlasic there's a 79. Like, this team should definitely be a playoff team again for sure. And now before I end the episode here, guys, I'll quickly show you the ratings for next season. Again, I think we should be contenders. As you can see, we've got 99 offense, let's go, 91 defense, and 88 goaltending. So hopefully this team can finally make a run at it. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.